Good morning, ladies. This is Winich Taka for the Uganda Youth Collective, empowering Ugandan women. Today is Tuesday, the 24th October, 2017. Good morning and welcome, beautiful, talented ladies. This morning, I want to thank every single one of you that is part of the group. I want to thank those who are active. I want to thank those of you that share, those of you that comment. Thank you. Let me start with a few announcements. If you are present or if you were active in the group yesterday, you would have seen or will see this morning that I shared a list of all those that I can see from my end who are in the group. I would ask you, if you look, if there's not a tick next to your name signifying that we know you're a lady and are active or partially active in the group, then please go ahead. If you're somebody that is a lady and in the group, maybe you've not been active, whatever the reasons have been, the key thing is for us to realize or to know that you're a lady. So please go ahead today. Just send us a recording just saying, good morning, hello, I am so and so and I'm still here. The reason for this is because for security reasons, we're going to set up another group, one that will derive or come from this group. And in this other group will become more secure because it will be by invitation only or recommendation. This way we can keep the group closed and keep some of the people that would look to get into the group unlawfully from the group. And also I realize in the group we are sharing things that are dear and close to our hearts. I would not want that information to get out to people who may have bad intentions, but this way the group will be closed. And so if you hear this voice message, you have until Friday, because starting on Saturday, our first relationship day will take place in the private group. So please, if you're here, let somebody know, maybe that you know them and they're a lady and they're not active, then let them know so that they can record and let us know who they are and that they're still interested to stay in a group. And actually that brings me on to my next point today. Today I want to speak under the topic, united we stand, but divided we fall. Ladies, united we stand, divided we fall. Many times within the Ugandan community, we have had a tendency to discriminate amongst, even within groups. Many times you will find that those who think or those who are of a certain background or education level or even complexion, that sometimes I have seen in my observation that sometimes as Ugandans we are divided, and sometimes on issues that are really not that important. But as we pursue, as we discover our purpose, one thing I have found, that no man is an island. No man lives to himself. That whatever it is that you have been created to do, you have been created to do that with or for others, not for yourself. Therefore, meaning that your purpose and my purpose somehow, somewhere are interdependent. And maybe this is why we are all Ugandans. We are Ugandans for a reason. And as we continue in this group so far, it's been so amazing because I've seen the unity and we welcome one another. And I want us to continue to do so, that regardless of our education or our background or our current job, that we don't look down on anyone, but we build together we stand together. Meaning that if any of us, if it is Shifa, if it is Tifa, if it is Lydia, if it is Esther, that when you stand and you talk, you're speaking on behalf of every single one of us here. That kind of unity is what we need. And I pray that we become our brother's keeper. We look out for one another. That if it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. That if one of us rejoices, we rejoice with our sister. That we stand united, because united is how we are going to overcome. And it is my prayer that more and more women would join us. That many times, especially among us women groups, you see sometimes the battles on Facebook where one woman believes she's better than another woman because of where she lives or because of her status. I disagree and don't believe in such. I believe we are all unique. We might be different, but no one is more important than another. I am not more important than you. Every single one of us has a purpose. I always give an example. We are like a body. On the body there's ears, there's eyes, there's a nose, there's a belly button. Even the things that you may think are insignificant, every single part of the body has a plan, has a purpose, has a job to perform. An ear cannot do the job of an eye. A nose cannot do the job of an ear. They all need to work together. They all need to discover what it is they're supposed to do and do it together in unity. That body becomes a stronger body. This is what I want to encourage today. That we're going to work, every single one of us. This is why I am begging you ladies, everything that we are recording today, please listen and put in practice. Because if you don't listen and think and put in practice or consider, it means you're going to be left behind in one way or another. But I encourage you, listen and put it in practice. You have a purpose. It could be that the reason why our country is in such a state, because the people that are supposed to be in positions to create and to bring change still have not discovered who they are. And therefore those people who are currently occupying those positions are in the wrong positions. But the moment you discover who you are, from your purpose, you will get a vision. You will begin to have a vision from your life. From the vision, you will set the goals. The goals are simply steps towards a desired end. I know our sister Tifa was saying, she knows what she wants to do. And I promise today I'll talk a little bit about goal setting. But before you get to goals, you need to know your purpose. You need to know your why. It's so important to know why. There are many people in the world committing suicide. There are many people in the world depressed, anxiety, because they just don't know why. And in this group, the focus is in you finding out why. When you know why, it will save you from a lot of things. When you know why something is supposed to happen, you develop a vision. A vision of what it is you're going to do. A vision is simply the ability to see the end from the beginning. That even though right now you're in a place that is not desirable. Today I saw a video. I don't know if it's authenticity, whether it's true or not, but I saw a video of another Ugandan in Oman. In this video, this woman says she's sick, and she's so sick that she can't eat. That those who are using her who she's working for have resorted to making her sleep in a chicken, I'm going to call it chicken house. That's what she said. That she sleeps with a chicken and they don't give her any food. And she said that when she's surviving, that if a chicken lays an egg, she takes one and eats one. And then they wake her up in the morning at 4 a.m. in the morning. This is our sister going through such a thing. So maybe you're somebody, maybe you're going through something similar or even worse. The only thing that is going to sustain you, the only thing that is going to keep you from losing your mind is understanding that this is not my purpose. This is not why I was born. That why will save you from a lot of things. And when you know why, you develop a vision. You begin to see the ability to see the end from the beginning. You know that, okay, I may be here right now, but this is where I want to be. This is where I'm going. And if you know where you're going, for example, if you know you're boarding a plane to go to Uganda, you don't get off in Kenya and stay in Kenya. In Kenya might be a transit, knowing that you're going to Uganda. And so some of you, if you have a purpose, when you know why, you know what it is you're supposed to do, right now where you are, in that job of a maid or in that job of a retail or whatever job you're doing that you may not like or may not be ideal, that's simply a transit. Don't make plans to stay there for the rest of your life. No. But that can happen if you don't discover your purpose, because then you don't see why. You can't see the end. But as we encourage you to pursue, find out what your purpose is. And I shared videos yesterday, listen to them. I shared book readings, read them, please. Because from purpose comes first, then a vision. And a vision is the ability to see the end from the beginning. Once you have a vision, once you set the vision, then you have a goal. And the goal is simply steps towards a desired end. When you know where you're going, then you start to set the steps. What steps are you going to take to get there? I want to be a doctor. Okay, what steps are you going to take to get you to that place? Those steps could be, I need to go to get an education. Okay, if I need to get an education, I need money for that education. Where am I going to take that education? You begin to think of the steps, then you create the goals. Once you've got the steps, I'll go into detail in another video on goal setting, but I'm just mentioning it briefly. Then you have a plan. That's why I say to girls that before you get married to a man, you better make sure the man has a plan. Because that's a man that knows where he's going. Because as women, we are told to submit to our husbands and to help our husbands. But let me tell you, ladies, the most frustrating thing in your life, the most frustrating thing you will ever do, let me put it this way. It is very difficult to follow a parked car. If I park my car and I ask you and I say, look, I want you to follow this car, can you follow the car? It's very frustrating because the car's not moving. And this is what happens when you get married or you get involved with somebody that doesn't have a plan, doesn't have a goal, doesn't have a vision. Because we're supposed to follow and help. But when you cannot follow somebody that is parked, it becomes very, very frustrating. So today, ladies, as I conclude this recording, focus is united we stand, divided we fall. And because united we stand and divided we fall, I'm encouraging every single one of us. Anything, by the way, I don't have to be the only one to share on how to discover your purpose. If you're somebody that has discovered your purpose, share with us. How did you find out? How did you know? How do you know? And as we continue to find more. But the key emphasis today, as we prepare to create another group, is to remind you that in this group we are all equal. We might be of different purposes and different visions and different complexions and of different stature, but we are all equal. And I want us to promote such. And we are all our brother's keepers. I'm going to stop it here today. I will come back and record another. I know some people are still working on finding out their purpose. Please listen to the recording. If you listened to chapter 1 yesterday of the pursuit of purpose, today listen to chapter 2. And I'll post chapter 2 here. Listen to it and put in practice. Okay, ladies, I'm going to stop here today. Don't forget, if you're somebody that has not yet, your name is not ticked off on the list that was provided, then please go ahead and send us a recording. We just want to know you're a lady and you have until Friday to do so. Because thereafter, the relationship Saturday will take place in a secure group. This is Winnie Chitaka for the Uganda Youth Collective. Thank you for listening to me this morning, and I wish you a great morning.